Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the Infinite Way. And it brings me such great pleasure to introduce to you someone very special to me, MaryAnn Namayiana. This woman brings together such beautiful work. She's mastered the skill of traditional beadwork to share her heritage as supporter of women and girls. She leverages this skill with peers by creating the Bead Project. While she came up with this project of beading to help girls and women in Kenya in her community, many women find themselves at a disadvantage for wealth creation, property ownership, education, healthcare, freedom of expression, and recreation, and as well as increased vulnerability to abuse, violence, and disease. To improve the well-being of the poorest of the poor, it is realized that women and girls in Loita, Kenya, need a scholastic foundation to enable themselves. This would afford women to be mentors in the future to each other, offer career guidance and entrepreneurial skills, and create vocational training for illiterate, out of school young women. It initiates income, generating ventures, providing reproductive health services, including HIV/AIDS, and human rights awareness with a focus on the basic rights of women and children, advocating against retrogressive traditional practices such as FGM. And for those of you who don't know what FGM is, that is female genital mutilation, forced child marriages, wife inheritance, wife battering, and restrictions on property ownership. The social structure is patriarchal and polygamous. Women and children are responsible for grazing and watering animals, fetching water for domestic use, constructing manyattas, traditional shelters, and gathering wood for cooking. Poverty in this district can be described as a situation of deprivation, which not only includes a lack of income and wealth, but also social inferiority, physical weakness, disability, sickness, vulnerability, physical and social isolation, powerlessness, and humiliation. There are an increasing number of young girls, women, mothers, ages between 16 and 30 years old. These young women lack the community support mechanism to provide basic needs to the family due to stigma, discrimination, and rejection associated with giving birth out of wedlock. Due to the societal pressure, the young women are forced into marriages to old men. This is why MaryAnn's life's work is to lead by example, understanding it takes so little to make a huge impact. The Bead Project has the funds go directly back to the people that create the beadwork, to the women, to address them and all of the following issues head on. We welcome MaryAnn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It is such a joy and a pleasure to be here with you. And the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about how the Bead Project was initiated and how it takes place. So please share with us, how did the Bead Project get started?
Oh wow. Since I finished my school, so I have been learning from my grandmother. They used to bead. They used to do beadwork with my mother. So when I was a young girl, I used to go and sit with them, looking at how they bead, and I loved it. So once I finished the school, I saw many ladies just they are just at the village, just loitering without doing anything. So I come up with that idea of telling them to bead, and the girls also once they are at their holidays at home, I told them to bead, and I go to, and then I took the pictures and then put on the Facebook and pick those who will buy, the buyers. Yes.
That is so wonderful. And then I know that for those of you who don't know, and we're going to give that information at the end, but um, MaryAnn sells the beadwork on behalf of herself and many, many others. So we're going to share that information towards the end of this podcast. But in that respect, how did you develop the relationship to be representing all of these different women in selling the beads and the bead making that they do?
So during the holidays, I have I have to make like 5 meetings and call them to come in a joint meeting at home. So I have to talk with them, and for those who because there are those who are they don't know to make other things, but others know. So I have to teach them that they can help each other by learning more, and then from there they get that motivate they get motivated and go on bidding. And the girls they bid one they help their mothers to bid once they are at holiday time. So that's how I cover to together all of them. So this that.
And then my question to you also would be then, when bringing everyone together, were there barriers that you had to face? Were there challenges that everyone had to overcome in order to come together? Or was it
Yes.
an automatic trust?
Yeah, there is challenges because others come and say they don't have money to buy beads. So those are the challenges. Beads, or others go on bidding, but they did go what we call get over before they finish what they were starting. And the other thing is, one is it's so sunny, they can't do their beadwork physically because the sun is too burning. And sometimes the rain is there, the storm, windy. So the other challenge is they don't have a place, a comfortable house to do those beadwork. So those are the challenges we have been going through.
It's so wonderful. So talk to us a little bit about the actual skill of bead making. How does it begin, and how does one become a master beader?
You can learn through beading small bracelets. You can learn beading some ankle chains, the one that you just put on a string using a needle. So that once you finish that, you can go what is called a stitching line. Then someone can have that creativity until she can make something, even if you want to an emoji on the bracelet, one can do that. So it starts like that. And the most thing is interest. If one has that interest, it's more, it makes someone learn more. And one lady knows how to make a neck piece, and the other one is sitting down there, maybe 2 days, 3 days she can learn, and the other day she's the one who is more perfect than the one who taught her. So that is the skill girl. That's how it goes.
So, in understanding the practice of beading here in the North America side, by the way, I'm coming to you from Angola, where MaryAnn is in Kenya, but I'm going to talk about a little bit of the practice of the Native Canadian and Native American bead work that's done with the indigenous. So in doing the beading with the indigenous, they will purposely put a flaw in the actual beadwork that they do to show that, one, the creator and the spirits should be able to pass through the bead, and only they are aware of it. And then two, nothing is ever perfect. So they purposely put a flaw in that. So that's kind of like the spirituality behind it. And I was wondering, is there a practice, is there a thought behind the beadwork that is done with the Maasai and the Kenyans?
Oh yeah. Apart from that, the ladies we are nomads pastorally. So at the other time, they go to look after the cattle. They go to the forest, I think, for firewood, and for the rainy season, they plant maize and beans. Yeah,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So this is automatically inherent behind the beadwork, and you learn as a child when you're growing up. You know the stories. You know, I want to say how they hold space in order to do it. It's like is it like a spiritual practice when you're sitting down in your beading work? It's like your zone. Is that a correct assumption?
yeah. They have some songs which they sing once they are beading, and then they practice. Even they practice the songs of how to milk a cow. So those mothers, they taught the grandmothers, they taught those young ladies who are being married, let's say just 1 year past or 2 years. So they have to teach them some songs. Those because some cows, sometimes some cows don't want to be milked, so they have that song to sing. Once the mamas or the ladies sing to the cow stands and give out milk now. It becomes
Okay.
yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So doing this sitting in the traditions, and I'm going to take the opportunity to share some of the beadwork that I've seen you post on your Facebook site, so that people can understand as you're talking about this, the phenomenal work that is done by yourself and the ladies, in terms of the beadwork. But beads aren't the only thing that you produce, right? So talk to us a little bit about the traditions of sewing and the clothing and the traditional attire, which I can't wait to get my hands on.
Oh yeah, for the Maasai people, they like wearing red colors and the white. The white means peace and the red means the blood. So for our culture, for our fathers, once they slaughter a cow, they have to, the blood is being harvested once the cow is being slaughtered. So the blood be used by the children to drink and those people who are sick, because they believe that once you drink the blood mixed by milk, it can heal some diseases. So and dressing code, that's they like mostly red. And even once you see the jewelry, they must have that color of red and white and other colors. So that is the dress, and that is the dressing code for Maasai. And uh, once you meet a Maasai lady, she must be wearing some jewelry on her neck or hands, and those and the older ones they put on the anklet with some sound. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other ones they put on the sutras. The men put on the sutras, the two sutras across each other, and the other one on the. So I finished for the men, and for the ladies, they wear belts and the necklace, the earrings, but most of the time once you wear the headgear, it's on a special ceremony, like the age group or age ceremonies and the circumcision of boys. Yeah.
Okay.
Or church,
So
even church.
let's talk about how you direct. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I finished. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you were able to direct all of this beautiful energy of creating beads to empower women. Okay, FGM is no joke. That's really no joke at all. Child marriages are no joke. And by the way, that's still being practiced, not just in Kenya. I've seen it in Angola, not FGM, but the child marriages, etc. So these are traditions that are still alive that may have made sense at the time, maybe not, but now that we are coming to an age where things have changed and how women are valued in some cultures and not others, and trying to bring into balance women's empowerment and men's needs, and men's empowerment, bring it into balance where they're meeting in the middle and not
Yeah.
necessarily one consuming the other. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, wow. I think it's just passion, and something you want to do. What do you call it? Uh, that passion you have, you can hear once you see girls getting married at an early age, you feel bad. So it was something inside my heart. So because one cannot go and empower ladies if you don't have that heart of doing it. So I'm just passionate.
And
Yeah.
I understand that too, because I know that the time that I spent in Kenya and I met my Luya brothers, because I realized when I did my DNA test that my tribe on my mother's side is the Luya tribe from Kenya. And so, they were sharing with me, that they have the right to marry up to 4 women. So when we talk about getting married, we're not even talking about getting married and it's one on one. You might be second wife, third wife, or fourth wife, and in a line.
Yes.
So starting off with just like not even having a one-to-one marriage, but a one-to-many marriage is the
Yeah.
first challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then how are women feeling about that now, especially in your village?
Oh, it's so bad because uh, polygamy marriage is still going on. Uh, 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 like a man now can marry even 5 wives, and that brought a lot of poverty in the family because those women, they can give birth of like 6 kids each. So many kids will be in the family, but to get the funds to take them to school, food, or clothing, it will be a challenge for the man. So that's the other thing which is bringing poverty in our community.
And then the wife has to pay the husband in order to be married because of the dowry, correct? Because she has to have enough of what is being presented to the husband to be able to be invited into the family. Is that a correct statement?
No, the man has to pay the dowry, not the lady.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. And then in doing so, okay, so he does this 3 or 4 times, but what in the traditions have leveraged the fact that they need multiple wives?
Sorry.
Because that's something that's never understood on the outside, of the culture.
That was a symbol as it is symbolized well. You know, in the past, the grandfathers, I think they told their sons that once you marry many women and get many children, that is wealthy. So once they see many children in their homes, it is symbolized well that
Okay.
in court because yeah, for this generation now, once it's very hard to take care of all those children because the responsibilities have gone higher and the economy is higher now.
Oh, okay. Okay. And so understanding that a lot of these
Yes.
traditions may be antiquated and that the Maasai women are fighting against them now. What is it that brings women together and that helps them really lift each other up? Because I know there's 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 the extreme where they're all women villages now because it had gotten out of control to a point. Let's talk a little bit about the all women villages and what women decided where to draw the line, where enough was enough.
Okay, what can help them now is something like table banking. And then they have to register some group, maybe a number of 50 or 70 or 100 ladies. They can come up together and have a certificate for the group. And then they have that money, the table banking, if they have to go merry-go-round for each other. To help each other. Let's say this week they have to go for one lady, the other week that way. And they divide. They put all together those money and then they subdivide by maybe a number of ladies they have decided. So that's the thing that can help now ladies in the community. And then that of bidding work. The bidding work will help them it will help them once we sell all those jewelry because they will have to get even those money to go to put on the table banking and then for school fees for the children. Yeah. So those are the ideas I have for the ladies in the community.
Okay, okay. And in speaking about the all women villages, some women, they come as single mothers, but their children are both boys and girls. So how do the all women villages handle when they are male children? Is there a certain age limit as they evaluate what they want to do in life? How is that handled?
So for the single mothers, life is very hard for them for sure because maybe the father of the family died when the kids were very young, so she has to struggle so that the children can go to school and get food. Most of them, their children don't go to school, and because not because they don't want, but because she doesn't have anything to take them to school. So those ladies are the most one who need the help in the in the community now, single mothers. Yeah, but yeah, you asked that. Come again with the question, please.
I asked you what happens when the male child of a single mom grows to a certain age, 14, 15, 16 years old, they're young men, and you're in an all women's village.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So what
they
happens?
have to get that once he gets circumcised at the age of 16 up to 18, he have to go to look for his family.
Okay. So the whole family moves.
Yes, the boy goes to maybe he gets married, so the mother continues the life, and the guy or the boy goes on his life too.
Okay. So how is it right now? What is your biggest challenge right now that you're facing for the village, for your village?
Oh, the big challenge now is children lack of school fees. It's the most challenging thing now. School fees and the school where those children can go, because we have less schools, and the children have to go to walk 4 kilometers to get there. So once we get boarding schools, it should be perfect. Hospitals, again, some mothers, some women get delivered on their way as they are going to maternity. So it's the main challenge going on in our community now.
So,
yeah.
no, go ahead. Please finish. Please finish.
A place where ladies can sit down and do their work physically. That is the other challenge, because once you go to do outside, I told you that maybe the sun is still burning like today, or the storm is there or windy, so they can't enjoy doing their beading work. So a shelter or a market for the ladies to do their beading. Yeah.
So when people are purchasing the beadwork, they are directly feeding children. Is that a correct statement?
Yes.
So everybody that's hearing this within earshot of this, please take a look at the beadwork here in the Loita village and purchase the beadwork. You're feeding people, you're feeding families directly, you're making a direct impact. Is there anything else that you want to share about the village and what you're passionate about? Anything else that you want to share?
Yes, for the bidding again, once we sell, the girls get sanitary towels. You know, it's a big issue for the girls. Some girls don't go to their schools when they are under the circle. So once we sell the jewelry, we buy them sanitary towels, the usable ones, so they feel comfortable. Yes.
Okay. I want to thank you. We're going to have your information listed down in the Facebook and the YouTube description, so that if anybody is seeing this video and they want to see your beautiful beadwork, we can redirect them to the Facebook site to take a look and to make purchases from you. And know that you're not just purchasing from MaryAnn, but you're purchasing from her complete village behind her, and you're directly impacting lives, and you're feeding children, and you're supporting families with every purchase. And also understand that you are helping the village prop up to be able to take an empowering stance on fighting against FGM, on fighting against child marriages, and all of the various things that these women have to rise to the occasion of. Because this work is real, and the struggles and the challenges that these women are going through is real. Any last words that you want to say?
I want to just encourage people to keep on buying our beads, and for those who are willing to pay school fees for those girls, we have very, very poor ones. So once they get scholarship, it will be so we will be so happy to see them going on with the education, because education is the key to life nowadays. So and there are those who get up to class 8 and they can't get anything to proceed up to Form 4 level or colleges. So that is just the thing I want to say, and I'm so happy, and thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And before we go, please tell people where they can find you on Facebook to take a look at the beads.
Or on Facebook, I'm MaryAnn Namayiana, and then for the beads, you can go to a page called Masai Jewelry. They can get me, but Facebook is the mostly that I'm active on. So they can just get me if they want to know about the product. I can just tell them through Messenger and explain and share them more information there. Yes.
Thank you so, so much. And this is not going to be the last time that you hear from MaryAnn. We're going to be doing a special episode where one of her neighbors from her neighboring village and MaryAnn are going to be getting together with myself and Truth Runners podcast. So until then, I want to thank you for being on the show and thank you so much for sharing your heart and your story.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.